Well, the barnyard is a muddy mess. Sure looks like you guys could use another hay bale. Come on out. Come on. You guys haven't been over here for a little bit. So I don't like bringing a round bale through the barnyard and putting it in the feeder with all these animals because they'll just flock me. They'll try to all get to the round bale and start to eat it before I even get it unloaded or before I even get the string off of it. So I've been transferring them to a different pasture when I do this. Normally the one across the road, but today I'm gonna put them out here in this pasture. They haven't been out here for probably a couple months. There's really no grass for them, but it's at least gonna make them curious enough to hang out here long enough for me to get the new hay bale in here. And I mentioned in the last video that we have got a mud problem back here. You guys might be able to see that the majority of this roof actually comes back this direction and it just pours right here and then this all gets soaked. It's really bad. Like, it's not as bad over here. It's just bad right here in front of the barn where most of that water pours down. And you can see we've got puddles of forming back here. It's pretty deep muck and the animals of course don't want to track through this. So luckily the livestock don't necessarily have to walk through that mud. What the sheep have been doing is they've been going through a gate back there and they'll walk back here through this pasture here and they'll come back through this gate and then they can get up here to the water trough and they avoid the mud. I think the only ones that are walking through it are the heifers. All right, I've got my gates open so I can drive in with the tractor and then I got them closed in that pasture. Well, we'll let the tractor warm up for a minute. Once again, it is another gloomy, cloudy day here in southeastern Illinois. This is our typical winter. Not much sun, that's for sure. It's mostly cloudy all the time, kind of depressing. The good thing about this small tractor is I can get it in here and turn in this barnyard, but the problem with every tractor is this is actually sloped. Hopefully you can see that right there. See how that's sloped? So when I drive in here with the tractor, a lot of times I will start sliding down and I'll get almost against that hay feeder over there. We'll see what happens today, but you can tell it's pretty muddy today. Because it rained all last night. We got some snow flurries this morning. It didn't stick, but you know, we freshly just got some rain. Oh, I screwed up. I forgot to untie the bale before I set it down. That string may be a little harder to get out now. Oh. Well, you can see the tractor tracks I made coming in here, and you can kind of tell when you look at them that we got at least 6 inches of mud before you get down to where it's actually solid down there. So pretty muddy conditions. So our goal is to hopefully move them next weekend. It'll take them about a week to finish that round bale, and then we're hoping to move them over to the white pole barn and get them out of this muddy area. As you can see, it's just not going to be a very good winter in here. So as we come to the back of the barn here, you can see it's all nice and dry back here. We've had trouble in the past where water has seeped under this foundation when it's really wet outside, and water has seeped back here, and this has all been really muddy and just almost a pool of water back on this side over here. And that hasn't happened yet. The ground's not completely saturated with water yet, but that's still a possibility of happening. But at least they do have a dry place out of the weather and out of the wind that they can lay back here. But with all this mud, I just want to get them moved. All right, you guys come back in if you want. It's fresh hay. Do you want to go that way? Maya, that is not yours to lick. Go get you some hay. So I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments on the mud and the water problems we have. So the main goal would be to put guttering, of course, on this backside, and then to run that down into a drain where I can run it over to this ditch. And then same deal with the back of the barn where it's a low spot and we have water seeping in there. It'd be nice to be able to somehow bust that out, put in some type of a French drain system under this side of the barn and tie that into that same drain and just run all that water out here to the ditch. Now that's not going to happen like right now, but that's maybe a good summer project, especially when we can get the animals moved out of here next year and keep them on the other side. That'll make it a lot easier to do improvements or to fix things at this old bank barn. So I decided to come over here to the firewood shed. I think I'm going to take a bunch of these pieces of firewood. I'm actually going to make them smaller. I think I can cut this one up into maybe 3 or 4 pieces, and they will be more suited for starting a fire. It won't necessarily be kindling, but it'll be nice small pieces of wood to get a good bed of coals going, just to get the fire started. And we start our fire every day because it's not cold enough to continuously burn the fire. So we're continuously, every day we're just starting a new fire, and I need those small pieces of wood. So I find myself outside splitting them with a hatchet every night in the dark when I get home from work. So it'd be nice if I just had some made up. ash from the wood stove. Shouldn't be any hot coals in here. This is from a day or so ago. See all the turkey feathers up there from when we butchered the chickens and the turkeys? I need to mix this all up. I know I had people comment that I should have mixed it up one time when I was out here adding to it, but the trailer was in the way for the pigs. Now I do have access. Maybe I can come back here sometime soon and try to stir this all in there. But it ain't gonna compost much in the wintertime while it's this cold. So me and Rebecca noticed this the other day, but this side of our yard right here is just completely dark green. And this is where we grew the turkeys and chickens this year. So we had our netting going around here. You can actually see the line where the net was, because you can see it's kind of pale green behind it. Now there's a lot of bare areas where there's completely no grass at all, from where too much feed got on the ground or where the chickens tore it up too much. But anywhere the grass survived is just completely green. And it is just a huge noticeable difference from everything else here in the wintertime. Mostly everything around here in the wintertime is all brown and dead, but right here it's still nice and green. So this week I did get a couple things done to plan for the spring and summer to kind of get ready for that. One of them is I ordered our meat chickens. So I ordered 2 orders of 25 chickens, total of 50 chickens. The earliest I could get them was June 24th. So that's like almost 6 months out. So, and then I got another batch coming the end of July. So got those ordered. Really surprised that they were, you know, almost 6 months out right now. So if you're wanting chickens this summer, you better get them on order. And then the other thing I did is I did order seeds for the garden. Now I usually have plenty of seeds left over from the previous year, but I left them out here in the workshop and mice got in the seed packets and they ate all through the seed packets. They ate all the seeds. They scattered everything everywhere. So I am starting out this year with 0 seeds. I don't have old ones to go back to and try to grow. So I'm starting out fresh. So I put in a pretty good size order for seeds this year, and I ended up going to the store and I bought some more on top of that. And there's probably still a couple more things I need to pick up. But I did at least get the seeds ordered for this year. So already planting the garden. And then, you know, I normally start planting seeds inside end of February, somewhere in there, 1st of March. So it'll be here before you know it. Well, it's almost 4 o'clock, and that is about the normal time we put the animals up for the night. So go head back to the barn and do the evening chores. I hope they hear us. Here they come. I'll try to keep them in here long enough where I can lock this gate so they can't get back out there. Rebecca's gonna toss out a little bit of feed and that ought to keep them in here. Ellie, what you got all over your head? Huh? What you got all over your head? You've been in a hay bale. You got hay all over your head. There's Mo, our ram. Rebecca, what do you say about his eyes? What do you say? What do you say about Mo's eyes?
He's got bedroom eyes.
Bedroom. He has bedroom eyes.
Go on.
He always looks really mellow. Watch Rebecca get swamped. I better forget. I'm forgetting to do my job. I gotta go lock that gate. It's because I squatted down. I got down to his level. Rebecca even hand feeds them.
Just Larry.
Just Larry. It's more than Larry sometimes. Now he's got to get the chickens in the coop. One of you guys pooped on the lid. Sunflower seeds. Well, I think all the chickens followed me in the coop. I think they're all in there. I think I can lock them up. All right, only one egg in the nest box, so now it's time for the nightly egg hunt. More than likely, they're somewhere up in the barn. Oh, there's, you can't even see. Well, I found one more egg back in the corner behind a couple like windows that were leaning back there, some old windows. There's probably more than that, and normally it'll take us a few days before we actually find them, and then we'll find a pile somewhere. That's what happens when you have good free-ranging chickens, because they go everywhere and they lay their eggs everywhere. Well, I think that's going to be it for this video. Tomorrow we head back to our normal day jobs. So this is the end of our weekend, and next weekend they're talking snow. Possibility of some pretty good snow next weekend, so we'll just have to wait and see what turns out. You know, it's one of those things, 7 days in advance. Could be no snow or it could be 9 inches of snow. We'll just have to wait and see.
Hopefully not 9 inches.
No. Well, the good thing is it'll be on the weekend, so we don't have anywhere to go. At least we won't have to drive in it.
Yeah.
Wait and see. Anyway, see you guys in the next video.